Welcome to Naked Real Estate, the barrier-free experience. My name is John Su. Today we have Kaleem Khan from Dominion Lending Braco, and today's topic has been a age-long, timeless battle in the real estate industry. Who's really better, a mortgage broker with their 52 lenders, or the mortgage specialist from a bank, say an RBC mortgage specialist? Kaleem is a mortgage broker, not with the bank, correct?
No, absolutely. I'm a licensed mortgage agent in Calgary. So, what's better? I've worked on both sides. I've worked for banks. I've worked for numerous years. So what's better? It is dependent. It depends on different things. Now the biggest difference is one type of product at one bank, and not being able to offer anything outside of their box. Whereas mortgage brokers, because we have access to different types of lenders, not necessarily lots of lenders, but different types of lenders, we know where to make a mortgage fit. So we work with people that are private.
So who's better?
Depends on the situation.
So give me an example of where the bank's going to
Sure.
be better.
Okay, so where the bank is better?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen because.
Are you sure? I know where situations where banks are better. And I'm not a mortgage broker.
So in a case like that, the only time that may work better is because maybe they have a rate that we can't offer, which is highly doubtful.
Like an employee rate or something.
Well, no, the employee rate, are you kidding? Most of the time I've seen us being able to beat those rates. Most of the time mortgage brokers can beat the rates, most of the time, not always.
Okay.
Sometimes the banks will do that where they just lowball the rates. And again, be careful with what kind of mortgage is being offered when they give you a very, very low rate. Having said that, there isn't really any other real advantage. Now
So
advantage,
you're saying there is no advantage to go with the bank?
no, there isn't. So, but going with the broker, going with the mortgage broker is because we work with different types of lenders. We work with not necessarily the big banks. Now, we work with companies that the big banks give their money to be able to lend out for mortgages. They tend to be at lower rates, low rate, but comparable product. Outside of that, if you have the other advantage we have is the type of lender.
Okay.
The type of lender would be if your credit is not the greatest in the world, but you have good down payment. We have secondary lenders we can go to. The banks won't do that.
Can I make one suggestion
Please
where
do.
I thought the bank was better than mortgage specialists?
Absolutely, I would love to hear that.
So maybe it's a conspiracy theory, but I've had deals where my buyer had a good relationship with their bank, and they pulled some strings to make that deal happen, where they have more authority over the file and the deal, or quicker processing, because they can do it in branch, or the manager authority or something. Shed some light on that.
This used to be at some point. This used to be true in the past, but everything is relationship based. So whether it's your relationship with your own bank or your brokers, like for example, my relationship with my underwriters at different banks that I deal with. Sometimes my relationship might be stronger. It depends. If you have a very strong relationship at your bank, that may be a better fit for you. It just comes down to the client. One of the things that we always look at is I want to look out for the best for my clients. If I'm not the best offer, then why would I force them to stay with me? If their bank is going to pull some strings,
your other offer is pretty good. It's just not the best, but it's pretty damn good.
Well, that's dependent.
Everybody wants a Ferrari for a Honda Civic price.
Absolutely, they do.
But they will take the Mercedes at a discount.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, so there you go.
And that's what I'm saying. Not for everybody, but I mean, if it is a better fit for you, stick with your bank. If I'm a better fit for you, stick with me.
Now, the bank, you're saying banks have shifted. There's no strings pulled. That was before, not anymore.
Well, the banks will never admit that they pull strings, because if they have to pull it for one, they have to pull it for everybody.
The power of relationships.
It's all about power relationship. It just comes down to relationship and how
100%.
That's exactly it, and that's what it really comes down to. A lot of mortgage brokers will tell you the reason you should go with them is because they work with 50, 60, 70 lenders. Well, who cares? We only use 2 or 3 or 4 of them.
That's the reality.
Yeah. Now, again, one of the difference, like I said, is the offer. We have the ability to offer you private money. We have the ability to offer you
private money.
Okay, well, you're looking for, you're self-employed. You don't show a lot of income. You don't really have a means of showing a ton of income either, or prove that you make higher income than what you show on paper. But you have tons of money, and you're somebody that wants to perhaps flip a house.
Sounds like terrorist funding.
Not at all.
A lot of money, and I don't know where it came from. And
nowadays, everybody wants to check the source of funds or where they're coming from. So regardless of that, you're looking at a place that you're going to be able to fix up and quickly sell it to another person, or do a quick flip. Now, in
Yeah,
case
banks
like
hate
that,
quick flips.
now banks don't like it. Nobody really likes quick flips. However, we have private lenders that do love them. So they offer you a mortgage at a higher rate, but then you can go in and have this place and pay
Better
interest-
terms though.
But
You might pay a
in-
higher interest rate, but you get better terms for efficiency.
Absolutely.
Like that, correct?
Absolutely. So you can get the money very quickly, get into this house, make an unconditional offer, pick it up within a
Yeah.
week. And now you're gonna work for 2-3 months and fixing it up. You flip it, you're done. And whereas opposed to going to a regular bank and you have to go through all this red tape and you have to provide so much documentation, that's an advantage. The other advantage, we've worked with B lenders as well, secondary lenders, subprime lenders. That's who we work with as well. They ask for lesser things in order to qualify for you. We don't always need your notice assessments. We always don't need to do that. We can sometimes just use your bank statements to be able to approve you for.
So
mortgage.
we can say that banks are conventional lenders, and if you got good credit, good income, it really doesn't make a difference who you go to. Good credit, good income, good down payment. A monkey could be behind the scenes, and if he knows how to process the mortgage, you get the deal done.
Sure.
But
Yeah, that's always a possibility. But like I said,
But
it's
for
the-
mortgage
yeah.
brokers, the less conventional deals, say you're a real estate investor, a flipper, or something that's not what banks normally do, because banks are really conservative lenders. They have a very tight box. If you don't fit in it, they're not going to do it. Where mortgage brokers that are not with the banks, they can get more complicated or unconventional deals done. Might cost you more, but there's, like I said, there's a benefit to the cost because you get efficiency with it. Whereas less red tape, less documentation, and the money gets to you quicker to close that deal. Correct?
Absolutely. But sometimes we can find solutions that others can't. So even within the major bank environment or within the conventional mortgages, there's times when we know that that your particular mortgage will fit into an X or Y or Z, which is offering you a very competitive same store rates as your own bank is, but your bank won't do the deal, because we've done those as well.
But one thing I highly recommend is do not go into your branch and speak to that person sitting in the office about mortgages. Do not do that, because those people typically are great people, but they're not specialists in mortgages, and they do a lot of everything. So if you're going to talk to somebody at the bank, go to a mortgage specialist at the bank. Do not go to the guy sitting in the seat.
Even then, you just gotta be careful, because a lot of mortgage specialists or mortgage brokers don't necessarily come with the underwriting experience of a mortgage. That is something which I find is quite important to knowing that background, and so interview your people. I mean, if depending on again what your goals are, there may be some people that are looking into getting lots of investment properties. Well, you want to have somebody on your side that understands them well and know what to do with them as far as your whole team. So you got to have your realtor. You want to have a mortgage broker in a case like that, and you want to have a lawyer as well. So you want to have a team. So it's really what at the end of the day.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
It can, absolutely.
Yeah.